Hey guys, Brett with Broussard Homestead, working on some smothering okra today. We've got several batches going on, one finished, one cooking, and we're starting another one. We don't really follow a recipe with Cajun cooking, especially. It's a lot about just feeling it, you know. We've got, I'd say, probably about 6 to 8 ounces of sausage in here, maybe not even that much, just a little bit in our cast iron Dutch oven to give a little flavor and kind of grease the bottom of the pot. After the sausage has been browned a good bit, we're going to add one whole chopped up onion. Then we're going to saute that down some with garlic. And we use a minced garlic just because it's easier. You can use fresh garlic. Mince it yourself. That smells amazing. Let me saute that down a little bit. Next we had a can of Ro-Tel. We don't want a whole lot of tomato in this because we're going to be using the okra primarily to add to gumbo. And if you add too much tomato in okra and you put that in gumbo, then you get evicted from the state. So to that we added a gallon bag of frozen okra that we had. Okra that was raised right here on our property. We went from plant to freezer. Now we're at the pot. Can't wait for it to be in my tummy.
We're gonna cook it down on a low to medium temperature. Stirring it, you want to keep it moving for a little while. It's gonna defrost and it's gonna cook down and really shrink down to almost nothing. If you can look in the next pot.
How long has this one been cooking for?
Right at an hour. But you don't want it to stick to the bottom. See how it's starting to stick a little bit here? We're gonna add a little bit of the beef broth.
So this one shrank quite a bit. It was topped off.
Add a little bit of beef broth, just to keep it from sticking to the bottom. Some people use water. I prefer some kind of broth, either beef broth or chicken broth. It just kind of adds to the flavor.
Some people add vinegar to cut the slime. Why didn't we do that?
I don't like to. I don't like the vinegar taste.
I don't find it necessary, right?
No, if you cook it low and slow, then the slime decreases over time, and as you can see, there's no slime in it.
That's just personal preference, guys. That's what I love about homesteading and cooking on the homestead, cooking from scratch. There's a million different ways to do things and none of them are wrong.
This one's just about done.
Alright, on this one, we just added another couple pounds of frozen okra just to kind of help fill up the pot.
You want to kind of season it as you go? Season it to whatever preference you like. We like ours a little spicy.
I can't really taste it, I better taste it again.
What do you mean you can't really taste it?
Very good. It was a joke. You're going to want to season to taste as you go. Taste it. See what it needs. This is some of the stuff we put in it. Obviously Tony's and salt and cayenne pepper.
Some people like it spicier than others. Ours is a little spicy because it is Louisiana. As you stir and the okra starts to defrost, you're going to notice that the okra has a slime to it. Some people add vinegar to decrease the slime, but I've always noticed that if you cook it on a medium to low fire, you cook it long enough and slow, continue stirring it. If you notice, when it's just about finished, There is no slime, no vinegar needed. I don't like the taste of the vinegar. I prefer it without, especially adding this to gumbo. Okay, I cleaned up a little bit of our mess, and I transferred everything from the Dutch oven into the cast iron roaster because it's got a flatter surface. I've noticed that it cooks a little more evenly. It cooks quicker. It just overall better.
It's on 2 burners also.
Right.
That's different.
Right. Right now we're just cooking down the slime, and we're gonna cook this on a medium to low fire. I have both burners set on 4. This is an electric stove, although I would prefer gas. This is what I've got for now. We're gonna cook this low and slow for about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. You wanna cook it until your okra is tender and not crunchy. And no slime. This is the okra once it's finished. I put it into a cake pan, and it's also onto a cooling rack that allows the airflow to get all the way around the pan and let it cool down some before we move it into our quart-size Ziplocs. You don't want to put it in the Ziplocs like super hot because it can melt the bag. It can also spoil from the cooling too quickly. But these are our quart-size bags. We're going to put these straight into the freezer, and they'll be ready for gumbo.
You can add this to gumbo, or you can eat it by itself as a side dish.
Or a main dish. It does have meat in it. You can add, I put sausage in it. You can put more or less sausage than this. Really, the amount is up to you. You can put no sausage in it. Some people don't like to add the sausage. You can add tasso in place of sausage. You could probably add just about anything to it. It's season how you want it.
We hope you enjoyed today's video. We enjoyed making it. Until next time, this is Brett
And Amy.
with Broussard Homestead.